My name is Chance Kelly. This is my channel, Video Ghoulash, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. If this is your first time here, welcome. Let's get into some Kringle candles. I've never actually ordered from Kringle for Christmas. It's always been Halloween scents for me. But the namesake, Kringle, right? Kris Kringle, it's probably way past due that I got some Christmas stuff. So here is Juniper and Laurel. This one was recommended to me, so it was the first thing on my list. So this is absolutely an authentic Christmas tree scent. Up until probably about 3 years ago, my family and I have always went and bought Christmas trees. So I've been to a lot of Christmas tree farms, probably smelled thousands of Christmas trees and Christmas tree farms over the years, and this is actually extremely authentic and an extremely authentic smell, which is impressive because, you know, we've probably all smelled hundreds and hundreds of pine tree Christmas candles that try to smell like a Christmas tree. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's naturally sweet. It's got this beautiful sharp green note that's nice and bright, weaving with the sap, that really sappy, kind of perfect pine wood aromatic. But then it has something earthy and grounding at the base, and also something kind of smooth and velvety weaving throughout. It's perfection, actually. Juniper and Laurel. Let's get into the notes. The top notes are laurel leaves and eucalyptus. The mid is white juniper and jasmine, silver spruce as well. And the base notes are patchouli, cedar, and pine cone. It says it's a wonderful bright scent. Juniper and laurel is cool and collected with eucalyptus. Silver spruce and white juniper blended with the crisp woody notes of cedar, pine cone, and patchouli. Absolutely. And while that's definitely telling the aromatic story and the specific fragrance story, it really just blends together to create a very perfect, authentic Christmas tree in your home scent. It's I'd say it's just an authentic Christmas tree scent to the T, at least on cold anyway. I've burned this a few times, and it gets a little bit sweeter when you burn it. The white juniper, what is it? The jasmine. Was it jasmine? Yeah, I think. Yeah, jasmine. Sweetens things up a bit. The silver spruce in here is absolutely beautiful. I think you've got the eucalyptus is it's not a scent that you can pick out at all. I think the laurel leaves are what make things really, really sharp. The eucalyptus it's somewhere in there assisting, but you'll never smell it as an individual note in here. The cedar base and the velvety, smooth patchouli that's weaving around everything really elevates this up and moves it beyond just just an authentic Christmas tree scent. So does it lose a little bit of authenticity of a Christmas tree scent? Not really. I don't know. In a way, it still just maintains the perfect Christmas tree scent, but is also a bit elevated above that as well. The throw on it's a 7. Easily filled my room. Medium high throw. Yeah, not overpowering at all, which was nice. It was absolute perfect throw on it. Seasonally, it's a 10. It's a authentic Christmas tree scent, right? Overall, I think overall for me, this is an 8. It's a cut above the competition in Christmas tree scents. It's probably my favorite authentic Christmas tree scent that's also just elevated, and I've got no problem spending a lot of time with this one, which, you know, generally I would deem it kind of boring, but this one is so perfect. And the patchouli, the cedar, it's so elevated. I've got to give it a really high score. I love it. Yeah, 8. Up next, we've got Christmas Cabin. I know they've got one called Cozy Cabin, which is really highly recommended. So I was excited to try the Christmas slant on Cozy Cabin, even though I've never smelled Cozy Cabin. Wow, okay, so I've burned this, I've smelled this before. I'm wowing because I forget how perfect of a cedar this is. It's not too spicy, it's rustic, beautiful cedar going on. There's some cinnamon there. Not sweet cinnamon, like cinnamon bark or cinnamon stick, some kind of authentic rustic cinnamon. There's a musk way back. Let's get into the notes. I'm really curious to remember the notes here. Top, cinnamon leaves, Italian lemon. Okay. Pine needles. Mid, you've got cinnamon bark, clove, chamomile. And base, you've got cedarwood, tonka, and warm musk. Actually, it's chamomile flower that's in the mid there, which makes sense because it does have just a touch of a floral. On hot, the chamomile flower, the Italian lemon, and clove, which is a pretty strong enhancing note in here. That steps forward even a little more. And you've got that rustic charming cinnamon bark and the cinnamon leaves, a little pop of green, and the pine needles as well. It's a beautiful concoction, and all of it enhances the star of this candle, which is the base. The cedar, the tonka, the warm musk. Because like I said, it's a perfect cedar. It's not overly spicy. It's very woodland, very authentic. But then you've got that nutty, robust tonka that's playing around in the mix as well in the base. And then you've got the warm musk, which is sort of just this enhancing, smoothing, comfy, snuggly kind of embrace. It's a beautiful, beautiful candle. I would highly recommend Christmas Cabin, and I can also attest to the authenticity of it, feeling very cabin-esque. We live in Georgia, so when we absolutely have to get away and take a mental break, a lot of times we will rent a cabin in the Georgia mountains for a day or two and escape. And this candle absolutely smells like a cabin when you walk in. You've got this cedar. A lot of these cabins are made out of cedar, and you've got all that beautiful wood, and it does have that little Christmas slant to it with the cinnamon and everything. So it's dead on. Yeah, it's perfect. The throw was a 6. I wish it was a little bit stronger. I will say the more I've burned it, the better the throw's gotten. Last time I burned it, I'd say the throw moved up to about an 8. But right now I'm going to give it a 6 because it seems to kind of vary in and out. Seasonally, this is a 7 for me. You do have the pine needles and you've got the cinnamon that kind of lean into Christmas, but really this is more of a winter cabin scent to me. So as far as Christmas goes seasonally, it's a 7. Overall, this is a 7. It transports you to a cabin, absolutely, during the winter and maybe during Christmas. Like I said, jury's out on that. But overall, it's a really beautiful scent, and I'm going to shoot it a 7. Up next, we've got Winter Wonder, which, yeah, this is the one that has an ozone note in it. And a grapefruit note, I think, is what it is. Because you can smell the citrus and the ozone straight off. It is a strange, musky headiness. You're getting, I think, balsam or pine, definitely pine forest, and snow. It's a chilly filling candle. We'll get into the exact notes in a minute. But it has a really odd musk to it, but don't let that turn you off. I've been a coastal dweller most of my life, and I love smelling storms blowing in on the coast. And ozone's frankly not a pleasant smell for most people, especially people that aren't accustomed to it, don't like it. But a lot of us do really enjoy ozone. I haven't necessarily ever smelled an authentic ozone, like that smells just like ozone, but this actually works in here. It's just really odd on cold. Let me read you the notes. It's a wonderful winter wonder. The invigorating scent of snow-covered evergreens, the balsam fir needles, pine, and frosty cedar wood swirl in the snowy, airy freshness. Top notes are fir, evergreen, ozone. Mid notes are grapefruit, balsam. Base notes are evergreen, cedarwood. So this is the prime example of burning something and it changing entirely. You've got this gorgeous fir and evergreen and balsam. They're authentic, just so beautiful. You've got robust cedar wood, and then you've got grapefruit, which lends this kind of sharp, bitter bite. But the ozone in here is awesome. It's cold, frigid. It elevates what's already a really beautiful outdoors rustic scent to a absolutely new level of like frigid, cold winter. It's rad. The throw's a 9. It's a really high throw. Absolutely big fragrance load, and I think just the nature of the notes themselves are big and intense. So huge throw. The seasonal score, I'll give it 10. I don't think you can get much more winter than a deep hardwood pine forest in a frigid snowstorm. Overall, this is a 10 for me. It's just a really unique and awesome freezing cold ozone snow forest scent. And it's, like I said, it's unique. I haven't smelled anything like this. It actually reminds me of a dream that I had where I was in the Pacific Northwest on a dark highway in the middle of the night during a blizzard. And it brought me right back to this dream that I had, which is really cool. And that dream was one of my favorite dreams that I've ever had. I actually wrote a short film based on it because it was such a unique, creepy, wintry feel. And for this candle to elicit that, that's pretty awesome and bring me back there. But even if it didn't do that, I'd say it's going to bring you to that place, no matter if you had a dream about that kind of a environment or not. So for me, it's a 10, although, you know, the asterisk here is this is not going to be for everybody. I can guarantee you people are going to smell this and absolutely hate it. So it's probably a love-hate thing with this one. And to round things out, we've got Christmas Stroll. So there's probably balsam. Definitely, it's a pine. It's a deep pine, maybe like a resin. I think there's a moss in here. I think this is the one that has moss in it, which is definitely there in the cold. There's something sweet in here, but something green, tart, sharp green, probably a leaf of some kind, and there's something that makes this feel really cold as well. I don't know, maybe a mint leaf, I have no idea. Let's get into the notes. I like it though. I like it. Inspired by fresh cut Christmas trees and the hot mulled cider served during Nantucket's Christmas stroll, our president's father, Mike Kittredge, helped design this bright holiday scent. Top notes are balsam fir and pine. Mid notes are green and moss and sweet. And the base is spice and winter air. So the pine medley in this on hot it's gorgeous. It comes out, blends together. It's very woodland. You've got a moss in here that's really cool and gives you that earthy, kind of dry musk. And there's a tangy, aciduous kick from whatever the green is. It's aciduous, like I said. It's really sharp and it kicks everything. And you've got a touch of sweet, which I think is lending to the kind of cider quality that they're going for here. And then there's the winter air bit of this, which it's like a perfect frosty kind of seasonal nip in the air. Not as strong as maybe an ozone note like from the last one, but it's a chilly air note, which it's pretty cool as a fragrance. It's a pretty cool fragrance. Altogether, this thing is it's different, and again, it's another really unique scent. I like it a lot. The tangy, kind of aciduous kick, that really sharp thing, that citrus, gets a little overpowering on hot, and it takes everything over a bit. So I actually kind of like this one on cold better than hot so far, but overall I really like it. The throw on it's an 8. Beautiful, strong throw. The seasonal aspect of it, I think I'm going to give it a 10. It's absolute winter. It's Christmas. It does evoke what they're going for here. Walking, through like a tree farm and smelling cider and in the brisk cold. So seasonally, it's a 10. Overall, overall, I'm gonna give it an 8. I really, really enjoy it. It's unique. It's another transportative, evocative, eliciting scent that brings you somewhere. And I love the fact that it's atypical, and it's just not another Christmas fragrance that's on the market that smells a lot like everything else. This is absolutely its own thing. So I'm really enjoying it that way. And I'm looking forward to spending more time with it as well, to see how it might evolve and change. So yeah, it's a solid 8. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Wishing everybody out there joy and peace. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Smell you later.